So you want to know why you're not free? Then answer this question first. When you think about the life that you want, the freedom, the peace, the version of you who has it all figured out, where does she live in your mind? Is she somewhere in the future? Is she something that you're working towards? Something you'll have one day when everything lines up and you've achieved all of your milestones? Be honest with yourself here, because your answer is going to reveal exactly what's been keeping you stuck. And if you're watching this, I'm going to hazard a guess that you know this feeling all too well. You've done the inner work, you've read the books, done courses, been to retreats, but you're still stuck with the feelings of frustration and you think, why can't I just ever get there? There are going to be days when you have sadness creeping in and you're asking yourself, why not me? What's wrong with me? Why does everyone else seem to have it figured out? There are going to be days when fear takes over. What if I never get there? What if I'm actually a failure and I just haven't realized it or admitted it yet? There are going to be some days when there's anger because you've done so much, you've tried so hard, and you think, what the hell is going on? Why is it not happening for me? And underneath all of that, there's going to be a quiet, painful one. The disappointment. What if I'm just not cut out for this? If any of that resonated, I want you to know something before we go any further. You are absolutely not behind. You are absolutely not broken. And you are not the exception that freedom doesn't work for. There is a formula and there is a way to do this. But something has to shift first. And today I'm going to talk to you about exactly what that's going to be. So here's the problem I see with high achieving women over and over and over again. You have it all mapped out, you've got your milestone in place, you have your plan, you're doing everything right. According to the books, according to someone else, according to your piece of paper. But that sense of freedom still feels like out of reach. Let me tell you, the reason isn't that you haven't done enough, you haven't learned enough, and you haven't got to X point yet. No, it's none of that. You are feeling stuck because the way you have been associating, thinking about, and perceiving the gap between you, current you, and your freedom as a humongous, gigantic chasm that you cannot cross. It's like the Grand Canyon. Think about it this way. When you say, I want to be free, what are you really saying? Like, think about it. I want to be free. What's the actual definition of that? It means I'm not free yet. When you say, I want to feel peace, what are you really saying? I don't feel peace. I don't have peace. When you're saying, I want more money, or I want to stop feeling stuck, you're really saying, I don't have money, and I am stuck. So every single time you use the word want, your subconscious mind registers it as absent. It's not about the desire. It's an actual absence. It doesn't exist yet. And your body's going to feel that. Your energy carries that. So everything that you think, everything that you say, every action that you take, every decision that you make, and every single step forward that you have attempted, it's all coming from that place of lack. It's all coming from that place of, I don't have it. So is it a wonder that no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you learn, what you're doing, the gap is staying exactly as it is, and it's staying exactly as big as it ever has been, because you're basically reinforcing it every single time you want your way across it. So now you're asking me, Jeanette, then what is the alternative? Well, I want you to stay with me here, because what I'm about to say might sound a little too simple. And it might be a little bit too like, are you serious? But I promise you, this is the thing that changes everything. I've taken so many women through this exact journey, and they transitioned from stuck to true freedom, where they've genuinely crossed the valley and found their freedom. So I promise you this works. Let me tell you, they did not get there by wanting more. They did not get there by working harder, healing deeper. They got there from making one fundamental shift in the way they relate to freedom. You want to know what that is? The one thing they shifted is that they stopped looking at freedom as if it's in the distance, as if it's like this far away thing in the mountain somewhere up there, and you will only ever get there if you become a monk or something, and you are like close off the world. For some people this is true, but you might not resonate with that. And definitely the women that I worked with, that's not what they wanted. That was not freedom for them. The freedom for them happened when they stopped treating freedom like it's a destination that they needed to try and reach, and the hardest obstacle course in the entire world that they had to try and navigate around and jump through hoops and like crawl under the ground. And it's not like that. The fastest and the easiest way to get to freedom is just to start inhabiting it from the inside, from within you, in the present moment. The moment you stop wanting freedom and start being free, acting free, thinking free, that's when freedom arrives. Not one day, not when you have ticked all the boxes, not when the bank account looks right, not when the relationship is sorted, not when the job is changed, not when the business is started. Now, right now. Because here's the truth, the women who are truly free don't feel free because their circumstances changed first. Their circumstances changed because they decided they were already free. And what we've been taught all of these years is that it should be the other way around. No. Internal before external. Internally we shift, the external world is going to change. So when you stop waiting for permission, when you stop looking at the gap and telling yourself, oh, there's a gap, I'm not there yet, you start making every decision every day from that version of you who already has it. This is not about fake it till you make it. This is not a delusional thing or pretending your reality and the outside world doesn't exist. This is about, are you willing to embody the version of freedom that you're looking for no matter what? That's the most powerful shift you can make, and that's the one thing that you can shift in order to make your journey so much faster. So start feeling the freedom now. What does she wear? How does she carry herself? How does she respond when things get hard? How does she speak to herself when nobody is watching? That version, embody it now, today. How do I know this? I know this because I have lived it. There has been a point in my life where I have done everything right on paper, everything right according to my peers, my teachers, my bosses, my friends, my family. I did courses, I've done healing, I've had coaching, but I was still waiting. I was still waiting to be free, still waiting to arrive, still waiting for something outside of me to tell me that I'd made it and that I was free. The shift happened when I stopped waiting and when I decided to start actually being free, thinking free, feeling free. And when you start embodying and living as that version of you who already has the free life, the freedom that you really desire, everything shifts. And I'm not saying it's like instantly in that moment overnight, but within you, every moment that you feel it is every moment that is changing, and every moment that you're rewiring your brain for it to start working for you. Let me be honest with you. Being free doesn't mean doing nothing. It means moving forward from a completely different place, from a different energy. I'm not saying ignore your reality, and I'm not saying pretend that there isn't a gap. What I'm saying is move 1% closer to freedom every single day. Not by forcing, not by grinding, but by being, by choosing, by feeling. And one decision today that your free self would make. One moment today where you choose her response over your old one. One step today that comes from freedom, not from lack. That's how you can expedite your journey to freedom. 1% a day. Every single day. Imagine if you did 1% a day. 1% shift, what does that mean? That's 365% in a year. That's not progress, that's transformation. And it starts with one decision right now, because one decision leads to the next, leads to the next, leads to the next. And it gets easier and easier over time. As you get used to it, you embody it more. She's already there. She's just waiting for you to decide, I'm going to be that version of me now. So I want to ask you, where in your life are you still wanting freedom instead of actually being free? Drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you. I read every single one. And if you want to start understanding what's keeping you in the wanting, then make sure you click on the link below to download my free self-diagnostic tool. That's your first step. And think about the question I asked you at the beginning of this video. Go back and revisit it. If you're ready to go deeper and actually work through this together with me, then just DM me ready on Instagram. I'll put the link below for that as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next one.